In this video, we're going to go over my exact Amazon ad strategy that I use for all my book launches. And I've also used this ad strategy on one of my most recent book launches, which got this book ranking high on page 1 and making thousands of dollars within a matter of months. Let's waste no time and dive right in. My name is Ken, and I've made over $130,000 on Amazon KDP with paperback books and sold over 8,600 audiobooks. And on this channel, I just give away all the secrets that I've learned about Amazon KDP over the past few years. So basically, in this video, we're going to be covering, of course, what Amazon ads are so we can understand them. We're going to go over the most important thing when it comes to advertising our books on Amazon. We're going to go over what exactly my strategy is, and of course, overview the process so you have a good understanding moving forward. So this is an overview of my strategy, so definitely take a screenshot of this so you have it for reference. I will, of course, give you another opportunity to do so at the end of the video, but if for some reason you get distracted or you can't finish the video, you will still have this as reference and you can come back where you left off. So what are Amazon ads? So basically, Amazon ads are just bypassing other books on Amazon to show your book in a more desirable spot than it's ranked. So if you type something in on Amazon, you're going to see the organic search results. And this is what the ad placement will look like. It's most likely going to be the top, the middle, and the end of the page. And of course, you can also see ads on product pages. So when we do click on a book that we see on the organic ranking, you can also advertise your book to that product page. So what is my ad strategy? So basically what I do is I set up launch campaigns. So this is when my book actually goes live. And then after around 30 days, I switch to my maintenance ads. And so if you've already launched your book and it's already live, that's fine. We're still going to do both of these things, and I'll show you how. And it's only going to reintroduce some sales, improve your ranking, and set your book up for the long haul. So we will dive into this exact strategy as well as how I set these campaigns up in a second. But first, we have to understand the most important thing when it comes to Amazon ads. And that is that Amazon ads are a lot different than other forms of advertising. They are simply just taking your product, your book, and showing it to the potential customers. So there isn't really any custom creative or anything like that. They're just taking your book and putting it in front of the faces of potential customers. And so the most important thing that you need to understand is that if your topic has low demand, nobody's buying it, your book does not spark any sort of emotion in your potential customer, it doesn't look professional, it doesn't have enough reviews, you're not targeting your audience properly with your title and your positioning, the best ad strategy will do nothing. Nothing will happen. Most importantly, if you have a low demand topic, if there simply isn't people buying the topic that you're in, you're not going to get much from your ads. And so your ads do not determine if your book sells. Your book will determine if your ads perform. And so the foundation is the most important part, specifically these 6 things. So I won't go into this too in depth in this video because I do have another video on it, which I will link below. But most importantly, we have to set ourselves up to make sales and make profit. And that is done through finding a high demand topic. It's done through creating a best-selling book, not a generic self-published book. It's done through launching our book in line with the Amazon algorithm. And once we make sales, we have to ensure that we can actually make a profit. So that comes from, of course, organic ranking, so we can make organic sales. It comes from having a book that actually makes a decent royalty. And most importantly, we aren't actually relying on Amazon ads, because nowadays there's so many books on Amazon that if you're relying on Amazon ads to bring in all your sales, it's going to be very hard to be profitable. We need to use ads as a leverage to keep our book ranking high so that we can get as many organic sales as we can and be as profitable as possible. And so only when you have a winning book, a high demand topic, paired with a good ad strategy is when you make money on Amazon. If you miss the mark on one of these things, the best ad strategy will not save you and it's going to really hinder your results. So you want to nail everything. So what is the goal of our Amazon ads? So you're probably thinking that our ads are, of course, to make book sales and make profit. However, that's not the case. If you want to make money with Amazon KDP, our ads are used for 2 things only, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. And that is to launch our book to get page 1 ranking, so we rank as high as we can in our search term and get organic sales. And it's also to maintain our ranking over time so that we continue to get those organic sales. And so this is how you build a profitable Amazon KDP business in today's landscape. So yes, of course, our ads are meant to make sales and be as profitable as possible. But if we aren't getting organic sales and making as much royalties as we can, it's going to be very difficult to be profitable. So the most important thing when it comes to actually making profit on Amazon is organic sales. So what exactly is my strategy? So like I said, I start with my launch ads. This is for the first 30 days my book is live. And then we go into the maintenance ads, which is going to maintain my book over time. So what is the purpose of our launch ads? So they're exactly how it sounds, is we just want to get as many sales as possible to get our book ranking as high as we can organically. And the reason we want to do this is because this aligns with Amazon's new performance-based algorithm. So the old Amazon algorithm was just SEO based, just ranking based. If you put as many keywords in your title as you can, you will rank. However, this economy is different. The books that thrive and the books that rank high and sell well are the ones that are, of course, the highest quality, the ones that get the best performance and the most sales, specifically in that launch period. They are the ones that have the best reviews and continually get better reviews over time. If your book gets bad reviews, Amazon's not going to push it. And most important, consistency. The books that stay selling consistently over time are the ones that are going to be favored and stay ranking high. And so if your book isn't live yet, the preparation for our launch ads is to, of course, upload our book at a discounted price. If it's a high content book, which is what I publish, it's going to be $9.99. We are then going to run a free promo through the marketing tab of our KDP dashboard. This is going to allow us to get reviews as cheap as possible. So if you are using review sites like Book Bounty, ideally you built up your currency before you launched your book, and then you can redeem them all during this free promo. And then of course we want to put our A+ content up as well. So if your book is already live and you're looking to do this strategy anyway, just simply do this to your book. You want to, 1, lower your price. So lower your price down to $9.99 or anywhere from 30 to 50% of a discount, depending on what it's priced. We then want to do the launch ads, which is what we're going to get into in a second, for around 7 to 14 days. And then you switch to the maintenance ads. And so even if your book is already live, we can still make it a bit more desirable by discounting the price. We can still run our launch ads to it because they're going to be a bit broader and drive some sales to it. And then it's going to help your book rank better, as well as then we can move to the maintenance ads, and your book is going to just be set up for success over the long term and almost re-spark it in the eyes of Amazon and hopefully increase its ranking. So now let's get into the launch ads itself. So there's going to be 3 main campaigns that we set up and 2 optional campaigns. So basically what I do is I set up an automatic campaign. So this is just when Amazon just decides where your book goes, whether it's keyword placements, product placements, and which of those placements make the most sense based on your keywords in your metadata. The second is going to be targeting a broad keyword campaign. So this is when we're going to target anywhere from 10 to 20 plus different keywords that are related to our topic. We don't want to go and do generic stuff like book, ebook. We want to make sure that it is in relation to our topic. Otherwise, we're going to be wasting money. The third campaign we're going to set up is our broad product campaign. This is when we actually go and target other products in our topic, most likely the best-selling ones. And we're going to target anywhere from 10 to 20 plus, so that it's very broad. The goal of our launch campaigns is exactly that, to launch our book. So we want to drive as much traffic to our book as we can. We're not so much worrying about profit in this time. We're just worrying about getting our book to high ranking, which comes from actually making sales and telling Amazon that people want to buy our book. And so our optional campaigns are, we can also have an exact keyword campaign. So this is a very refined, simple campaign, only targeting maybe 5 keywords or less, but the main keywords in your topic. So if your book is on wall Pilates for women, you're going to be targeting wall Pilates for women, wall Pilates, and maybe 1 or 2 more. And that's going to be your exact campaign. So we know that a good amount of the budget is going to be allocated to our main search term. And you can do the exact same thing with the top 3 to 5 best-selling books in your space. But of course, depending on the budget you have, you don't have to do those, but these top 3 are the most important. And so we will get into the maintenance ads in a second, but basically we're going to refine these after the first 30 days, take the best performing keywords out of them and put those into our maintenance campaigns. So our maintenance campaigns moving forward are just as simple and as profitable as possible. And so our budget strategy for these campaigns are to start them at $5 a day per campaign. And whatever keywords you're targeting, just use the recommended bid. But start with this. You can also raise it from there. I will say that your campaign will only spend money when somebody clicks on your advertisements. So whatever you set your bid price for, when somebody clicks on your ad, it will charge that. So it's going to be anywhere from 70 cents to $1.50. And it's only going to spend up to the maximum daily budget you've set based on how many clicks you get. So if you are getting clicks and it is spending the money, it's probably a good thing. It means that people are clicking on your book. So ideally, if we did nail our foundation, we have a strong topic, we have a strong book, we have some reviews, there's demand, these clicks will turn into sales. And those sales will turn into better organic ranking, which of course will turn into more sales. And so after day 30, what we're going to do is raise the price to our full book price based on our competitors, and then move on to our maintenance campaigns. So I will say when it comes to raising your price, do not raise your price incrementally. Some people will do $1 per week until they're at the full price. And the reason it's a bad idea is because Amazon actually will price slash your book if it thinks it's going to sell at a cheaper price. And so almost every time I launch a book and it goes from $9.99 to its full price, let's say it's $14 or $15, Amazon will immediately price slash that book. And so it looks like it's actually a discounted book and sell it at a cheaper price. But the reason that's important is because I will still get the full royalties based on the full price. Amazon is temporarily taking a hit to potentially boost the sales and make more money. And so always just raise your price to the full price right after your launch period, which is around 30 days. And you most likely will get that price slash, which will turn into more sales because your book is looking like a discounted book compared to the competitors. It's only going to help you in the rankings and in your launch. So now let's dive into the maintenance ads. So our maintenance ads are just going to be ads that will be better over the long term. They're not going to be as broad. They won't spend as much money. And we know that we're only going to be targeting things that will actually bring us the most profitable ad sales as we can. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our keywords and our products from our launch campaigns and take the best performing ones and put them into our maintenance campaigns. And the best performing keywords are anything that have around 2 to 5 sales plus with a reasonable ACoS, so anywhere from 50% or less. Even a bit more is okay because if our book is discounted, their ads won't be very profitable, so our ACoS will be higher. And so if you're wondering how you can actually find where these keywords and product targeting is, if you actually go into your ads console, if you go into your campaigns, so click on a campaign, you then click on the ad group inside that campaign, you then go to the left of the screen where it says search terms, and then from there, if you click on the orders tab twice, it's going to filter it so all the keywords or products in that campaign that have made sales will come to the top. So what exactly are our maintenance ads? So like I said before, our maintenance ads are just going to be more sustainable campaigns that we can run over a long period of time, and they're not just going to be blowing money. So basically what this looks like is if you have the budget for it, you can keep an automatic campaign running. Sometimes these don't work very well. They're not super profitable, so you don't have to do this one. From there, our second campaign will be our maintenance keyword campaign. So we're basically just mimicking the launch campaigns, but we're just going to be targeting different things. So basically what this is going to be is the best performing anywhere from 5 to 10 keywords from your launch campaign. And when it comes to our maintenance product campaign, same thing, the best performing products anywhere from 5 to 10 from that launch campaign. And for the bonus campaigns, if you do have the budget and you want to keep pushing sales, you can always keep the broad campaigns running. It's totally up to you. You can add these keywords you take out as negative targeting in these older campaigns so they won't target them anymore. And so our goal of this is you just have simple ads that are as profitable as possible. They're not targeting a bunch of different things. We know that what it is targeting will bring sales that are reasonably profitable. And then from there, we can scale those campaigns. And so, of course, this is how we build a realistic and sustainable Amazon KDP business. If we are just relying on our Amazon ads to bring all our sales, it's going to be very hard to be profitable. So that's what these campaigns are for. They're just to maintain our book, maintain its organic ranking. So a majority of our sales are coming from the organic traffic, not just from our Amazon ads. And so the person who can afford to spend the most on ads will always win. And so if you're always trying to optimize your ads to spend less money, yet be more profitable, it's just not going to be fun. It's going to be very difficult. So organic sales is king with the right ad campaigns that keep that organic ranking high. And to just show you this in action with one of my books, if you go to ChatGPT and you tell them what your book price is, and how much royalty it makes, and ask for your break-even ACoS, this is going to tell you the ACoS, which is your advertising cost of sales, what the number needs to be for you to actually break even with your ads. And so in this case, if my book is $14.99, I have a $5.67 royalty, which it is, my break-even ACoS is 37%. So anything above 37%, I'm technically losing money. And if we go over to this ad portfolio for this book, for the month of March, from March 1st to 20th, I have an ACoS of 45%. So this ad portfolio is actually unprofitable. I spent $880 so far this month. But if you then go over to my royalty report, the book has made $2,400 this month. And mind you, it's an exercise book, so this is a slower month. But this one book has basically made $1,400 profit this month with unprofitable ads. And so even as someone who has made money on Amazon, who has spent thousands on ads and has made thousands of dollars, with a book that ranks high on its main keyword and it has 200 reviews, I even struggle to get the ads profitable because that's just the state of Amazon KDP. The ads are expensive. And so if you can get yourself in a position where you get organic sales and you're not relying on Amazon ads for all your profit, then you're going to have a way easier time actually making money with Amazon. And it's going to be way less stressful. And so organic sales are king and our ads are used to leverage our book to get those. And so we can leave these campaigns at the normal daily budget of $5 or $10 a day for each one, depending on how they're performing and what their advertising cost of sales is. We can then increase our daily budget from there because these are the campaigns that we can actually scale because we know they're only targeting relevant things that will be as profitable as possible. But the most important thing when it comes to scaling our Amazon ads and pushing them so we make more and more sales is, of course, are we in a high demand topic? And most importantly, a book that people actually want. So people aren't clicking our book, they're not buying it, or there's not enough demand in our topic. raising our daily budget isn't really going to do anything. So we have to have an actual high demand topic and a book with enough reviews that is desirable to be able to put the number up and actually brings us sales and better organic sales in return. So those are my campaigns that I run. We need to go over one more thing, and that is the 90-day relaunch. So 90-day relaunch is when we intentionally drive sales back to our book to increase and solidify its ranking. And so basically what we're going to do is we have, of course, our maintenance ads after our book is launched, it's established, it's running. From there, what we're going to do is add an extra broad campaign for our keyword and for our products, like our initial launch campaigns. But most importantly, we're going to once again discount our book. We're then going to do a review push because every 90 days, if our book is enrolled in KDP Select, we get that free promo back. So if you do have access to that, you can run the free promo, get some more reviews. If not, that's fine too. The important thing is we discount our book. And we're going to do this from anywhere from 7 to 14 days. And so basically all we're doing is every 90 days, we're discounting our book. We're driving a bit extra traffic to it, profitable or not, that doesn't matter. And then what this is going to do is basically keep our book relevant in the rankings. Because like I said, we are in a performance-based algorithm, and you'll very quickly see that when you drive traffic to your book, unprofitable or not, you will improve your ranking. And so it's so important that every 90 days we continue to just make sure our book is getting an influx of traffic. And so it almost jumpstarts it again and keeps it relevant in the rankings. And so I do this every 90 days, and it definitely works very well. And so make sure you are doing this. Is only going to help your organic ranking and the longevity of your book. It's one of the most important things I do to keep my books relevant for a long period of time, and one of the best hacks that I've discovered. And so all this is doing is just boosting our sales and ranking so that we stay relevant for a long period of time. So what if I'm not getting any results? What if I run my ads and nothing is happening? So what you want to look at is most importantly your keyword demand. If there's nobody searching or buying your topic, it's going to be very hard to have ads that actually make more sales because there's nobody there to advertise to. Most importantly, your cover and title. If your cover and title aren't targeting your topic well enough, you're not sparking emotion, you're not easily understood, they know that the book is for them. Can they easily read your book? If you don't nail these things, it's going to be very hard to get people to actually click on your ad and buy your book. The bid price, maybe try raising your bid price if you did try to go on the lower end, because if you're too cheap, it's going to be hard to win those placements against all the other books. And of course, reviews. Reviews are very important as well. If you are making some sales with your ads, but you wish they were a bit more profitable, or at least breaking even, increasing your reviews is one of the best ways to get social proof and immediately increase the performance of your ads. So rule of thumb is to shoot for 200 reviews. I personally noticed that when you do hit the 200 review mark is when your ads really start to do a lot better and never go over that 40% ACoS mark. Your ads will always be around 40 or 45% or even less when you have around 200 reviews. But the most important thing out of all of this and out of everything in this video is if your ads aren't performing, it's rarely your ads. It's going to be an external factor that is affecting the performance of them. So like I said, here is the overview of my campaigns and my strategy. So definitely take a screenshot of this. I will make sure my camera isn't on there so you can do so, and I'll give you a second to do that. And you just have a reference to go back to, so when you are setting up these campaigns, you can easily just look at this and you know what to set up and in which order. So that's how I run my Amazon ads every single time I launch a book and how I maintain them over time. If you do want some expert help, I definitely recommend you check the link in the description. I'm going to show you my exact Amazon KDP strategy I use to actually grow a profitable 6-figure business, as well as how I can help you do that with as little risk as possible. So that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.